Oftentimes there is a word used in Japanese called Natsukashii, and loosely translated English it means fondness or looking back at a memory, probably what we would call nostalgia. That word is the inspiration for the latest collaboration between THERE and ASICS on the GEL-KAYANO 12.1, with this now being the fourth collaboration between the Melbourne powerhouse sneaker boutique and the Japanese brand ASICS, and the first time they've worked on the 12.1. This shoe marks the 15-year anniversary of THERE being a store in Melbourne. These released here in Australia on the THERE website on October 9th for $300, and then also had a wider release on ASICS retailers and ASICS website worldwide on October 10th and 11th. These have sold out here in Australia, but I have heard that there are still pairs available overseas. This doesn't really surprise me because an Australian sneaker community is one of the strongest that I've seen, and we always back our own and show love to the people who drive the sneaker culture and have the opportunity to collaborate with big brands. For me, this is the third ASICS and THERE collaboration that I have, and the sixth collaboration overall from this prestigious powerhouse in the Australian sneaker community. They have also done collaborations with New Balance, both on the 2002R and the 860 V2, but today I'm going to break down some of the story around this shoe, some of the sizing, the comfort, and try and talk about some of the really cool materials that are going on with this pair. So take a seat, grab a drink, and we'll get into it. But first of all, if this is the first time you're seeing my channel, thank you so much for coming here. I'm Harrison Cable. This is Best Foot Forward Shoes. If you can't tell, I am Australian, and today we're going to be talking about an Australian collaboration. But again, just thank you so much to everybody for visiting this video. If you do like it, at the end, consider subscribing, like the video. I'm not going to ask you to do it now because you haven't even finished watching the video. So first off, let's start with the sizing. If you still want to pick these up, again, like I said, they are still available in some sizes around the world. And even if you do want to pick them up resale, they probably won't be going much further over retail. And for me, with sizing on ASICS Kayano models, although this is the first 12.1 that I have owned, I went with my true to size, which is a size 9 US, 42.5 euro, which is roughly about an 8 UK. And they do feel a little bit snug, but due to them being mesh runners, they're actually pretty comfortable when you start walking in them. The leather overlays around the toe box are actually pretty flimsy. They're not very tough, and so I can feel my toe having a little bit of wiggle room. And overall, once I break these in, I think that they will be incredibly comfortable. The ASICS gel pods around the back heel tab, and the Trussic guidance system around the middle here, and the fluid ride foam around the back heel provide a huge amount of comfort with every step. And just like with almost every other ASICS mesh runner, the priority is comfort and fit, and it really is no exception with this model. Starting from the bottom, you do have a mostly black traction pattern, but you do have a little tiny bold hit of red, which can also be seen around the front lace tab and on the back heel as well. As this shoe is a fairly muted, dull sneaker, so to speak, I really do enjoy that they put on some light and bold colors dotted around the shoe to really break it up. The signature ASICS bright green can be found also on the sole as well. You got the guidance line right in the middle there, as well as on the insole and also on the box, but we'll get into that in just a moment. Continuing on with the materials, you do have a fair amount of pattern leather overlays that go pretty much all around the shoe. These are underlaid with some 3M material as well. And then you've also got this really nice, intricate, detailed grey mesh, which covers the entire tongue and the toe box and goes pretty much all around the shoe. So when you look at it up close, it really does have that beautiful, intricate, like lace kind of feel. You've also got this shiny cross-hatched mesh around the back. This is a synthetic material with a little bit of padding. It's not incredibly padded around the back heel tab, but just enough to feel comfortable. That padding is also covered along the tongue as well. So you're getting comfort not only on the back heel, but also on the front of your foot as well. It doesn't feel like there is any cushioning around the front toe box as well, but with the outer being somewhat flimsy and light, it is still very comfortable. There is one small hit of THERE branding on there. You've got a little tiny tag around the heel here that goes both ways, so basically it's upside down and then it's the right way up as you flip it over. They've also removed the ASICS tag from the front and replaced it with the logo swirl. That ASICS logo is also seen twice on the back heel tab as well. So overall, it is a pretty minimally branded shoe, and like I said before, it does have some dull tendencies, and it's going to be one of those shoes that if you know, you know. This shoe does not scream or hit you in the face, but one that's steeped in lots of history and a lot of thoughtful design around it. The insole is a very, very premium insole as usual with ASICS. It's a very nice thick foam and of course has that patented THERE green color as well. One thing which hasn't been an explicit story around this shoe, but I think kind of reminds me a little bit of, is the city on which THERE is actually built in. So Melbourne, Victoria, which is in Australia, down the lower part of Australia, one of the most southern large cities you can see, is a city that's made up of grid-like roads, usually has some grey skies, and is dotted with natural parks and reserves, as well as little tiny bold hits of colour everywhere, really accentuating some of the most beautiful parts of the city. And that is, I feel, embodied in this shoe. The mix of colours on the shoe is really beautiful. It is, in essence, a work of art that you can wear on your feet. And with this being the fourth collaboration of ASICS and THERE, like I said before, I'm really glad to see them continue to work because it had been almost a year since their last collaboration with any brand, which was New Balance. To be honest, I was getting a little bit restless. Looking at the box, you do have this Up There and ASICS co-branded box. There is some pretty standard, like just regular kind of paper in there. You do get one set of grey laces in there. I feel like one thing that I'm going to be doing with this shoe is putting in a pair of custom cream laces. I feel like that little tiny bit of color would actually just accentuate this shoe just a little bit more, elevate it a little bit more to my liking. But overall, the light grey and the dark grey laces that it comes with are both really cool. And it's going to be a shoe that I can wear a ton in summer due to how breathable and light it is, and also how comfortable it is to be walking in it all day, every day. If you do want to check out Up Their store, Instagram, their website, whatever it is, they have so many good deals, so many cool colorways. They have a bunch of great deals with brand. They have a bunch of great connections with brands as well. All of those links will be down in the description below, so you can go and check them out. So if you're interested, you're coming to this video, you're wondering what other things there are going on in the Australian sneaker scene, you can check those ones out below. Speaking of Hall Studios, Above the Clouds, Laced, Song for the Mute, all of those ones. And this spearheading by Up There with ASICS has been an absolute revelation. And I'm really excited to see them continue to grow and to be able to put out even better colorways in the future. And to be honest, the lead up of this shoe really wasn't that huge. It actually had a very short lead in time, probably only about 2 weeks, that release information was even available to the public. So as soon as that information came to light, I instantly jumped on it, entered the raffle, and I won them. It seemed like most people did win them. There was only a couple of people that I saw that didn't actually get them. And I feel like these had a pretty wide release. So if you really did want these shoes, you could have gotten them either from the Up There store or from the website, the ASICS website. So overall an easy cop, but definitely a must cop for me, being an Australian brand and trying to, support that Australian sneakerhead community. So again, thank you so much everybody for watching. I really do appreciate it. My name is Harrison Cable. Again, Best Foot Forward Shoes is the name of this channel. We do a podcast here as well. If you're interested in hearing me talk a little bit longer about shoes, we have tons of awesome guests on, and we are really excited to almost hit our 50th episode. So go check that out. The link is just up here. We've probably had a guest on that you know if you're into sneakers. So again, thank you so much for watching. We'll see you all next week. Have a good day.